Once, at a bustling book signing, a young woman approached me with a spark of hope in her eyes. "I want to write a book," she confessed, her voice tinged with both excitement and uncertainty. "But I don't know where to start." I smiled and asked, "How much writing are you doing now?" She hesitated, then admitted, "Well, none, really. I keep waiting for the right time, the right idea, the right moment to begin." I nodded, remembering how I once stood in her shoes. "Start small," I told her. "Write a paragraph today, then another tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it. Little by little, you'll build something great." Her eyes widened as if I'd handed her a key to a locked door. "But what if it's not good enough?" she asked. "It doesn't have to be perfect," I replied. "It just has to be. Start with what's necessary, and the rest will follow." As she walked away, I thought about how often we wait for the grand opportunities to prove ourselves, forgetting that greatness is built on small, consistent steps. It reminded me of a story I once heard about a gardener. There was once a wise old gardener who tended a vast, beautiful estate. People would travel from far and wide to admire his work. One day, a young man approached him, eager to learn the secret to his success. "How do you create such a magnificent garden?" the young man asked. The gardener smiled and handed him a single seed. "Plant this," he said. The young man frowned. "But this is just one seed. How can something so small make a difference?" The gardener knelt and dug a small hole in the soil. "Every great garden begins with a single seed," he explained. "You plant it, care for it, and trust that it will grow. Over time, it becomes a tree, a flower, or a vine. And when you plant many seeds, they grow together into something extraordinary. But it all starts with one." The young man planted the seed and returned every day to water it. Weeks later, a tiny sprout emerged. Over time, it grew into a strong, healthy plant. Inspired, the young man planted more seeds, and soon his own garden began to flourish. The gardener's wisdom stayed with me. Start small, do what's necessary, trust the process. Leadership, like gardening or writing, begins with small intentional steps. If you've never led before, start by influencing one person. If you're already leading, focus on building a team. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to create it by taking care of the little things right in front of you. Saint Francis of Assisi once said, "Start by doing what is necessary, then do what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible." And Napoleon wisely reminded us, "The only conquests which are permanent and leave no regrets are our conquests over ourselves." So, what's your seed? What small, specific step can you take today to grow into the leader, writer, or person you aspire to be? Remember, the greatest journeys begin with a single step. The most magnificent gardens start with a single seed. And the most extraordinary leaders start by taking care of the little things. What will you plant today?